first time when I did it, I was on my iPhone or
Okay.
iPad, and it didn't have record on it. So
Ah,
my Mac does.
okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. All
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I
right.
was wondering how that worked, but yeah, that's
That was
interesting.
weird. Yeah.
Hmm.
But thank you for making time, man. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Doing something different. Want to bring some more like attention to the comics that's coming
Yeah.
through. So it's pretty dope, especially being your first time
Yeah, absolutely, man.
at Chadwick's, man. I don't know if you know too much about it, but I started that show this year, 2026 makes it 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so 21
Man.
years and of great, amazing, and loyal and faithful crowd, man, who comes through and just really enjoys the comedy, enjoys the comedians. And it takes place inside of a hotel bar,
Right.
but the vibe that I set up over the years, that it's a comedy club feel.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's kind of what I've heard and what I anticipate. So
Yeah.
I'm not coming into town thinking I've got some shit little bar gig.
Right.
I'm treating this like a club weekend because
Yeah.
that's what I feel like it is.
Yeah. And working with Pat Wilson, who's amazing. She's just great. Me and Pat has been on with me since 2008, and
Okay.
she's pretty solid, man. I mean, straight OG, got a lot of knowledge, wisdom, very supportive of the comics that she books, man. It's like
Yeah.
I haven't met any booker in my years of doing this that's more personal and more supportive than she is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She shows up at the venue, she hangs out, she stays in contact with the management owners, whoever it is, and builds a great relationship with them because she wants to make sure that we're taken care of.
Yeah, for sure.
So when her name came up, because I was using another booker, and he was a Pacific Northwest booker, David Tribble. You probably heard of Tribble Run.
Yeah, the triple run. Yeah.
Yeah. So David was moving away from booking, so Pat was like the perfect fit, man, to come in and be that. So pretty,
Nice.
yeah, pretty dope. So how did you get connected with Pat?
I don't remember how I originally got connected with her. Um, I think just like I was recommended to her or something, and then she kind of, was throwing out those emails every now and then, like, "Hey, I've got a hosting gig here, blah blah blah." And then yeah, so I got hooked up with her. I think we did like the Rolling Hills Casino up in
Yeah,
Northern
Corning,
California.
California, Corning, California.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I hosted there. This was like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah,
And I, afterwards I was like, "Hey, Pat, just so you know, like I'm happy to do whatever, but I headline plenty of clubs, so I mean, I'd love
yeah,
an opportunity." And so there was like a couple things that kind of came up, but we never were able to get anything concrete. And then yeah, finally she hit we were kind of out of touch for most of last year, and I was like, "Hey, Pat, like I think I said like, hey, I haven't gotten any invites in a while, and I'd love to, I really want to get my foot in the door with you." And I think she said like, "Oh yeah, I think I just stopped, I stopped sending them out to you because you weren't responding." And I was like, "I think I didn't respond to like one, but yeah,
yeah,
sorry." But anyway, but then she was like, "Well, I've got this," and I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then she was like, "Okay, how about this too?" So she gave me Joker's next month and Chadwick's this weekend. So yeah, it just kind of worked out. But yeah, I'm very, very looking forward to kind of getting into that universe with her because
yeah, man. And
yeah,
what
because
you
I
and what you just explained was truly like comedy, part of comedy one-on-one. Because I tell a lot of comedians, because a lot of comics come to me want to get referred
yeah,
because they know of Chadwicks, they know of Jokers, but they don't understand the plethora of rooms of things that Pat does. So they reach out.
yeah,
And so I give them the process of submitting. Then they'll be like, "Hey man, I haven't heard from her." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
yeah,
So they're expecting her to call them or to reach out and say, "Man, that
yeah,
woman has a lot of comics on her rotation.
uh-huh,
You have to reach out to her. That's your responsibility
yep,
as a comic. You submit, you reach out, you check in, and the
hmm,
way that you did it was perfect. And that's why the communication continued with her because you reached out to her.
yeah, right, right.
You were assertive."
Well, I think, if if there's one thing I can already tell about Pat is that she's been doing this for a long time and she really doesn't have any time for people that are not gonna go about this the right way and in a professional manner, you know what I mean?
Get it. That's the key. That's big with her professionalism and how you conduct yourself because you're representing her and you're
Yeah.
representing yourself, you know. So,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be great, man. Have you tell me about your comedy journey. When did you start? When did you break in?
Okay. So I started comedy. Well, the first time I got on stage was in 2010 at Rooster Teeth Feathers in Sunnyvale, a club that I still love. And I had it was like their new talent showcase thing, and literally anyone could sign up. It was just a big open mic thing. But it was great, had a great time. And then I was able to BS my way onto a show at the San Jose Improv, and
Hmm.
it was just I bombed so hard. It was the worst night of comedy of my life. I mean the whole story is just insane, but yeah, just the very abridged version is yeah, I just thought I was God's gift to comedy because I did one great open mic and
Yeah.
so I tried to do all different material. I was like, I'm not going to prepare. I'm just that good. I can just go up there and riff it. And I just died up there. And that just broke me in half. And I didn't get back on stage for 6 years.
Are you
So
serious?
yeah, so I really didn't start comedy until 2016. So so that actually the show that I did at the San Jose Improv, the guy that whose show it was Kabir Singh. I'm not sure if you
Yeah.
know him.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, RIP.
Yeah.
So he put me on his show and I just bombed and I left. I just left without saying anything to any of the comics. I just with my tail between my legs. And actually Samuel Bade was on that show too, another guy
Mhm.
who's been a huge friend and mentor to me. And anyway, so I got back on stage in 2016 basically because I saw a guy I went to college with was doing comedy, and I was furious because I was like, I was the funny one. What the heck, man? So I was like, I gotta at least try it one more time. Just let me get on stage one more time, and I'll make sure I'm as bad as I think I am, and then that'll be it. And I went to Tommy T's in Pleasanton for their monthly open mic, and it wasn't gangbusters. It wasn't, there was like it was just the comics there, so no one's really laughing, as you know,
Yeah.
most
Uh-huh.
mics are.
Yeah.
But I still felt like it went okay. I thought it went okay, and yeah, this guy was there that was a local comic. He was like, "Hey, I'll put you on my show next week." I was like, "Oh, cool, that sounds great." And then lo and behold, who comes through the door? Kabir Singh comes through, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, man? Good set." And I was like, "I know you didn't see my set, but that's fine." But 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 I said like, "Hey, man, you don't remember this, but you put me on your show at the San Jose Improv 6 years ago." And I bombed it. And this is my first night back doing comedy since then. And he was like, "All right, man. Well, listen, I've got a Halloween show coming up at the end of the month, and if you do five open mics between now and then, I'll put you on the show." I was like, "Okay, I'll do it." And so I did, and I hit him up, and he put me on, and yeah, that was like my first like real showcase that I got to do, and it was great. And that was honestly the first first few months of my career was just I was just scraping by, and then Kabir would come and he would like throw me something when he just absolutely had no reason, like I couldn't he had no reason to help me. But yeah, that's kind of what kind of got me back into the scene. And then yeah, I was able to go more consistently, and then things, I got very lucky, some things started falling into place, won a couple competitions, and yeah, and so yeah, I've been very fortunate. But yeah, yeah, that's what it was tough losing Kabir for a number of reasons, but yeah, he was a huge reason that I do comedy professionally.
Well, I never had a chance to meet him. He was actually in the works of coming to Chadwick's some
Oh,
years
okay.
back, but never worked out. But I was able to just experience who he was through others.
Yeah.
Because how so many people talk about him, man. So that's just great to know. Because I totally believe that what we have that we don't address enough or acknowledge is a brotherhood in this business.
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
I'm I'm
100%.
I'm I'm the same way as Kabir, man. I'm all about helping comics get to that
Yeah,
next step because there's steps to this, there's levels to this,
absolutely.
and you experience it, enough that it's I don't know when the first time you did it, you backed away because you were scared or you didn't feel good enough. But then when you come back and you experience that again, you didn't run away this time. You continue to go towards it.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I've already had the worst set of my life, and I know I'll never have a
Yeah,
worse one.
that's
So
it.
it's kind of like you know how like they say like the Navy SEALs, they like technically kill you and they bring you back to life when they're training you. I think that's pretty much what happened to me in comedy. It's like I have not, and so they do that so that you have, for the rest of your career in the Navy, you have nothing to be afraid of. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna have a show so bad that I quit for six
Yeah,
years. So
man. Yeah,
there's really nothing to be afraid of anymore.
exactly. So,
Anytime it goes bad, I'm like, all right, well, I've had worse.
and you stay pretty busy.
I try to, yeah,
You stay
yeah.
busy. And you think like you create a work ethic for yourself that keeps you busy?
I absolutely, well, I kind of, when I got back into it, I was 30 years old when I got back into it. And, I was like, listen, I mean, 30, it's not old or anything, but you're not an 18-year-old kid that's got his whole life ahead of him. So
Living in his mom's basement.
yeah, exactly. It's like I can't afford like if I'm going to completely turn this is going to be a different lifestyle for me. So I just figured I'm 6 years behind. I've missed out on 6 years worth of work. And I figured if I'm going to do this, then I have to attack it like I'm trying to catch up from being behind 6 years. And I don't have the luxury to, just oh, I'm not gonna write today. I'm not gonna take this
Yeah,
seriously. I like
you
you,
know.
I try to keep a good work-life balance, and I have a marriage that I like to keep afloat.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I don't take nights off or anything. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, I just kind of figured when I got back into it, I was like, this is not if I half-ass it, I'll never get out of
Yeah.
just doing your random Tuesday bar show
Yeah.
for a drink ticket. And I wanted more than that. I wanted to do this. I wanted to be a professional comedian. So I just knew it wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna do it if I wasn't head first full bore.
Yeah, see, this is more than just an interview. This is we're educating some comics. If they watch this,
If they listen, yeah, I've
listen.
made plenty of mistakes. So yeah, just
I heard a comic who's doing pretty well, older comic, female comic. She said, "I don't give comics advice if they don't ask for it."
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I listen, I've heard bad advice,
Yeah,
you know? And I've every time I give advice to a comic, I'm like, dude, like number one, take everything with a grain of salt because I'm still figuring this out. I'm 9 years in now, but I'm still
yeah, man.
just barely figuring things out. And what works for this guy isn't going to work for this guy. If you tell a guy like you need to be writing every day and blah blah blah, that's not going to work for everybody.
Nah,
I personally don't recommend it myself, but yeah, there's just the only thing I tell a comic, especially when they're brand new, they're like, "What's your advice?" I'm like, "Don't quit." That's the only thing that I can absolutely say. Don't that's my advice is
yeah,
don't do what I did. Don't quit for 6 years
yeah,
because I mean, just get back on stage. You blew it. You had a terrible show. Great. Go do a mic right now
yeah.
and not get that feeling out of your mouth.
I encourage guys like who came up in the era that you did, where you had a lot of opportunities. You had some dope rooms, San Jose Improv,
Hmm.
Rooster Teeth, Tommy T's. I tell a lot of them it's cool to work in your area a lot, but venture out,
Yeah.
get out your comfort zone,
Yeah.
get out
Sooner
your
you can
comfort
do
zone.
that, the better. Because you're gonna find out that what maybe works in your little bubble doesn't work everywhere else. Like San Francisco. I love this. I came up in the San Francisco Bay Area scene and I love, but yeah, there's certain things here that work better here that don't work well there. There's certain things that work here that work in like Florida that don't work
Yeah,
here, whatever.
I even got comics who live in Portland, who live in Washington, who come to Medford and do some Pacific Northwest stuff that don't even
Yeah.
land here. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
work Pacific Northwest too, but it doesn't land like that because
Yeah.
it's two different areas going on.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, there's just, I would say just don't be married to your local material. Like, I mean, as great as
I
your
like
joke
that.
about Bart is our basically our railway
Yeah,
system
yeah, I
in the
wrote
Bay
on
Area.
that
You
one.
know, like you could have a great. Yeah, I've had good Bart jokes or local jokes, but it's like, dude, you got to be ready where someone's like, hey, I need you in Dubuque, Iowa or whatever to do 10 minutes for me, and it's got to be clean and blah blah blah. Then you got to be ready to do that, you know?
Yeah. So what's been the highlight for you?
Oh gosh, man. I was able to win the World Series of Comedy. That was huge for me. I recorded my first special in San Diego. And I really, a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot, but I had some people tell me I was 3 years in, they were like, you are not ready, don't do it. And I was like, man, I've been working, I work really hard and I got this time and I really think I can do it. And I tell you what, like, yeah, maybe some of the material I've outgrown or a little bit, or maybe it's not as timely, but I stand by that album for sure. I was very, very proud of that. Um, yeah, and then gosh, man, accomplishments. I don't know. I mean, I'm very, very not good at like stopping to smell the roses. Like
Yeah.
I'm really bad at that. I've told myself I need to work on that a lot. Honestly, like some of my things that I'm really proud of are the most insignificant
Yeah.
things, because it's like you don't get into this job or at least I didn't get into it to be like rewarded for. I just love how it feels to do comedy. So like honestly, like I remember I had a horrible day, just a horrible day, a bunch of family issues going on. And I was on the phone with my wife and I was like, I had this show and I was like, I just want to get on stage, man. And I don't even remember, like it was like a 10-minute showcase spot and I just got off and I just felt so much better. And I was like, those are the things that like actually, mean something to me, you
Yeah,
know?
therapeutic. I heard Godfrey say like he was on the show The Pivot, the NFL guys who got a show,
Uh-huh.
and they was asking him what was his pivot. Like he said, really the fact that I'm doing stand up,
Yeah.
because like me, I'm dating myself. I saw Delirious when I was like 12, and I was just
Yeah.
like, and so
Yeah.
for me to know all these years later now I'm doing it, I'm just like
Yeah.
straight. I'm doing
Yeah.
something that as a child I really wanted to do, and now I'm doing it, and I do it on
Yeah.
the levels. Like I'm good. It's like
Dude,
oh,
yeah, it's I just that's the kind of stuff that's what means something to me, you know? It's like the fact like, Pat, we were talking about my Pat Wilson run. So she booked me for she booked me for I'm doing Jokers next month.
mhm.
And then the Wednesday before, she's got me at the Tulip Resort and
Casino.
Casino. And this is so insignificant, but I'm a huge fan of Patton Oswalt. I think he's one of the best comics. He's got a joke about doing a show at the Tulip Resort and Casino. And like I don't I get I that probably sounds lame, but just the
Oh, no.
fact that I'm like, oh my God, Patton Oswalt is talking about doing the show. I've got a show there.
Yeah,
Like I've got a show there. And it's I don't know, that's the stuff that like really still is cool to me. It's like when I get on the stage at Punchline in San Francisco and I'm like, dude, like,
yes,
Dave
man.
Chappelle grabbed this microphone,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're on the same stage and it's like that's the coolest shit to me, man.
yeah.
That's the coolest stuff. Is
And that's how,
just to be in this world. I think Godfrey nailed it. Like to be like, oh my gosh, like, well, yeah, no one knows me or anything, but like I'm still
yeah,
in this
I'm
crazy
on it.
fraternity, you know?
Yeah, and what you just said is like my wife just shared that with me the other day. Like she just appreciates my appreciation for the little things you just talked about.
Yeah,
Like Patton did a bit about Tulane Casino. Wow, and
yeah,
Lisa Kell was on the stage. So I'm the same way, man. When I
yeah,
find myself at a venue or doing something, it's just like when I first got on, like with the first person that was big that really put me on was Bill Bellamy.
okay,
And
okay,
here I am rolling with Bill Bellamy. And like when I got booked with him, I was just like, oh snap.
yeah,
Me,
yeah,
Bill Bellamy. Then we continued on a relationship
yeah,
and he got me on. NBC's Last Comic Standing, and he has other projects with. So just that stuff is just like,
Hmm.
and I'm forever grateful. Like I actually stopped at Tommy T's. Me and my wife was out in the Bay Area. I hung out at Tommy T's with him and I just want him to know, like, man, the things you did for me, just like,
Yeah.
it's like, and I don't need anything else because the fact that this guy devoted his time to me,
Yeah.
put me in position, like, that's crazy. I'm sitting
Yeah.
here like, this dude was like the first episode of Def Jam, all
Yeah.
the things he's done, and
Yeah.
he included me.
Yeah, it truly is like it's a humbling feeling. It's easy to work yourself into that mindset of like, well, I don't belong here, and like that, it's that whole imposter
Yeah,
syndrome
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I'm really bad at that, or I'm trying to get better anyway. But yeah, you just have to appreciate those little moments where like, wow, like this world that I worshipped from afar, like I'm in it now.
yeah.
That's the coolest thing in the world to me, you
Yeah,
know?
man. It just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, for
But
sure.
if you just stay in alignment with it, and
Hmm.
like I feel like my responsibility is like to the universe is work on my craft, work on my professionalism, keep my network open, just keep being a good guy to out here,
Yeah.
and then let everything else take. I want to put myself in a position to be ready.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Ready,
Be
man.
ready when it happens, right?
Yeah. But yeah,
Luck is when preparation meets opportunity, something like that. Is that what it is?
bingo, man. Which everybody says, we can see that's so cliche, but it's true.
Dude, it's
It's
true, man.
true. But yeah, man, it's gonna be dope. Paul will be at Chadwick's this weekend,
Finally.
the 30th.
So
It's
excited, man.
gonna be a good time, man. So glad to have you in the rotation, and then and also too, I just gotta stay connected with you because I do a lot of other projects that you'll really appreciate being out here
Absolutely, man.
like I said, it's a brotherhood, man. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have fun this weekend, man. And you flying?
I'm
Fly.
driving. I just figured it's 5 hours.
That's
It's
it.
gonna take 5 hours to drive to the airport, to park, to fly, to wait in the
Yeah.
terminal.
And
I'm
just enjoy the drive.
I'm just gonna enjoy the drive, man. I love the Pacific Northwest. I've
Hey,
never done comedy in Oregon, by the way, so
oh, okay.
this is a
Okay.
first for me. So I'm
There's
very
so
excited.
much. Oregon comedy scene is really a lot of people, especially because of like me being out here, a lot of people who I know who got to know me and and I put them on so much stuff.
Yeah,
They come out here, I'm talking about my boys from Florida, my boys from
nice.
Utah, all these guys that come out here like, whoa, man, Oregon got it going on. And
Yeah,
and some people like if I go to Iowa, they be like, why you going to Iowa? Why you come here? Because you guys want comedy. That's what I do.
yeah, right.
I want to experience you guys, man.
Yeah, because those little spots, man, that you don't people don't think anything of.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are on fire,
Yeah,
man.
buddy. But yeah, man. So we'll see you this weekend. I thank you for your time.
Cannot wait.
The first interview. You're the first interview,
All
Paul.
right, all right. First one out the gate, man.
All right, my
Yeah, I'll
dude.
be telling people in 30 years I was the first guy interviewed for the Chadwick's weekend.
There we go, dude. Right on,
Thank you,
brother.
brother. Appreciate you. Cannot wait to see everybody at Chadwick's this weekend.
No doubt.